What's good, y'all? BlackVisionVill here. It's your girl Katie, aka your sister from another Mister. Here with my girl Kay, and we are doing another episode of Black Table Talk, episode 10. So before we get started, important to know mental health is our emotional, psychological, and social well being. It is how we think, how we feel, and how we act. And it helps to determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices. So, Miss K, I'm going to pass the baton to you. Go on and give your lovely introduction and then let us know why you chose to talk about this lovely diaspora. Did I say it right? Oh, God.
Diaspora.
There we go. Why you chose this lovely topic. Okay, go for it.
Okay. So, hello everyone. It's your girl K2 Cray up in this thing. I do podcasts as well. So if y'all want to go ahead and follow me, you can follow me at KAY, the number two, KRAY. It's right up here. Wait, let me point right. Yeah, yeah. So I am on Instagram. I am on TikTok and the U of Tube. Okay, so you can definitely follow me there. Now, I deal with podcasts dealing with mental health as well and uplifting people because not too long ago, and I'm still going through it now. We all need a hand. We all need someone to help us through this journey called life. Okay, so I she just popped back up.
Hello.
Uh, hey, so she just she threw me off real quick. I'm so sorry. um so yeah, so you can definitely follow me there and we can get up on this love and healing train together, okay? Um yes, so I chose speaking about the diaspora today because I feel like it's a topic that more of us need to converse about because it is something that is happening every day, and not a lot of people put too much energy into it because they dismiss it if they never experience it, or they dismiss it when faced with it as well. It's always a back and forth thing, just like all the other topics that we've spoken about recently. It's a lot of back and forth and never, hey, let me listen to your side of the story.
Right.
So, for people who don't know what the diaspora issue is, there are different levels and variations of diaspora. Okay,
Mhm.
but in this case, we're talking about the African versus Caribbean versus American.
Mhm.
Basically, all the different groups of I don't even know what to call us because some people get offended when you call them black, and that's
Right.
part of the issue that we will talk
Melanated
about today.
individuals.
Yes, there we go.
Melanated
Melanated
individuals.
individuals. Thank
Mhm.
you.
You're right.
Because I ain't trying to offend. I'm just
Right.
trying to uplift, and I'm just trying to, have us come together because all in all, at the end of the day, when they see you,
Cool.
they see me, and vice
Right.
versa. It's
Yep.
not until we open our mouth or, show who we are is when you become that individual.
Right.
And I know that sounds kind of harsh, but it is the reality that we live in today. And a lot of people who are overseas do not see or understand the history that us as a people have gone through,
Right.
and they just know bits and pieces. So, therefore, when you're fed bits and pieces and I'm fed bits and pieces, and nobody's getting the full truth, there's going to be a lot of back and forth. There's going to be a lot of resent, there's going to
Mhm.
be a lot of confusion going around.
Right.
So I just wanted to bring this topic to light.
Right. Okay, I like it. Sorry, bear with me while I keep coming on and off screen. So, with that being said, what has your experience been? Because I know when I've met some Africans in my day, and it's to me it's always been the same narrative. Like whatever the stereotypical thing is that any other country, including the US, thinks of us melanated individuals, that's like it's what that's the train they're on. They're like you're loud, you're ghetto, you're this, you're that. And always like I don't know, I've always felt like when conversations I've had with people who were of original African descent and then came to America later on, that they would be kind of like judgmental, like looking down on me, like, oh, you're beneath me. You're like, I don't know, you're one of the slaves type, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's where I kind of don't understand why that comes into play. I do understand, but I don't, because we are the same. Okay. Same as in we are all melanated people at the end of the
Right,
day. Okay. And we all have our struggles that we go through. And that whole hierarchy thing, that inferior superior thing, that notion, that whole, the crabs in the barrel syndrome and stuff like that, that's stuff that was taught and needs to get out of our, learning system. So
right.
I just definitely want to hold on one second. Okay.
Okay. So even I'll take it from here, but even like being called, like, I don't know, you see someone that's African and they're not from America, and you be like, "Oh, you're black." Like they'll get so offended. Like, "Oh, I'm not black. I'm from Africa. I'm not, one of you niggas." So I feel like there's definitely a divide when it comes to African Americans versus African, and it's to the point where it's like it's keeping us from getting, to me it feels like it's keeping us from getting back to our roots in Africa, because like for example when it comes to black, sorry, melanated Americans, you sit here and hear them going on vacation and going here and going there, but nobody, 9 times out of 10 the vacation spots are not let's go to Africa. It's wherever the palm colored people made a popular destination, then that's where melanated individuals want to tend to go, because you like, oh, I haven't made it until I'm at these places in their spaces, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know, the way that we as melanated Americans were persuaded to think about our African family members, it's the same way when it comes to us and how they look at us, I feel like.
Yeah, and media has an important part in that. And like we were speaking about on the other podcast, we stated that a lot of the mess, the drama, the just the people who don't need the limelight end up getting
Right,
it. And so therefore that sets the narrative for people who watch these things or come across it. So therefore, some people take things at face value and they don't really investigate it for themselves.
right,
um Me, um I'm not going to bring a group of people and say, "Oh, you all are the same," because everyone is an individual.
right,
Even twins are individuals.
right,
They are their own person. So therefore, I don't understand why people like to lump certain people um in groups.
right,
But that's also something that was taught to do, that you should lump people in groups because you got
right,
to categorize them and see where they fit in and if they're worthy and all this other stuff. So like I said, there's a lot of things that need to be unlearned. But as for this issue, I've spoken to people from overseas and they'll say like, okay, black people, Americans are very lazy. They don't want to work. They just want, assistance from the government, or they just, all these other different narratives that are pushed. And a lot of people don't understand that black people are not number one on the list
Right.
for, assistance. But that narrative is pushed a lot. But
Mhm.
and a lot of people who are on it are just, trying to survive, because it does take multiple incomes to, run a household nowadays. I don't know if you know out there, but inflation is real, and
Right.
the cost of rent is very high.
Right.
And if you're a single parent, you need all the help that you can get.
Can get
So
right.
not everybody is trying to cheat the system. Not everybody is lazy. There are
Right.
a lot of people, um, you know, a lot of people who are hardworking and they just need extra help. You know what I mean? Everybody needs help nowadays. But it's like I just want, in order for unity to happen, it has to happen from within. First of all, you have to know yourself, who you are, and portray the character that you want to, leave, in this world, this legacy that you want to leave. Um, Now, as for the once that starts happening within ourselves, more of the positive will showcase. And I feel like people on the outside looking in will see more of the positive instead of negative stereotypes. And then as for here, they used to paint the picture that Africa was a very poor nation, and everybody was struggling, and the flies and stuff like that. And that is not the case. They even portrayed that about Haiti. And then when I actually went to Haiti, I was like, yo, this place is gorgeous. Like the food is bomb, the everything is peaceful, serene, and everything. And shout out to all my Haitians. Shout out to all my Africans, my everybody. Okay. Shout out to everybody. Okay. Because we live in a beautiful world. We just get painted ugly pictures of each other, and that's where the misunderstanding occurs, because we see not everybody gets the opportunity to get a passport and to go overseas. Some
Mhm.
people, the only view of that life is what they see or hear,
Right.
from the social media, from movies, or what was passed down. You know what I mean? So not a lot of people get to travel and view life for themselves. I feel like everybody should at least try to at
Right.
least go somewhere, even if
Especially
it's
to
a
Africa.
neighborhood. Exactly.
I feel like that's law. You have to go back to where we came from because
Mhm,
as black people, melanated people, we do not know our history the way that I
mhm,
feel other races, ethnicities do,
mhm,
and that's done intentionally. So we have to be the ones, like you said, to do our own research. And Daryl Alexander said, that's because they only want Africans with a certain mindset into this country. Anyone with a pro black pan African mindset will be denied entry because what? Because that will then encourage other people to do the same. And when you hit it on the head when you said that about Africa, I always had that. That's the only ideals that I had of Africa was just what I saw on TV, which was the poor. There's, they live in huts. That's all that's out there. It wasn't
right.
until
And
this
it's a very
year.
beautiful nation.
Beautiful. And what, okay, this is going to sound really bad, but I'm just speaking the truth. This year I was watching Hidden Colors. It's a documentary about, our black melanated roots, and they showed Africa in a completely different light, and I was just mind blown like this, that's Africa, So imagine to be able to see that in person and to be able to go to those places where our ancestors were literally taken from their homelands and brought to this country, And another thing that I noticed when it comes to the, oh, I'm you're African, I'm African American, whatever the case may be, is that it's like, I don't know, from experience, melanated individuals that I've known that are American look at African, melanated Africans like, oh, you came from Africa, so therefore you were a part of the people who sold my people. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? Like, have you ever heard that dialogue before?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And that's where it kind of like, you can understand the hurt from it. You can understand because initially there were some,
right.
melanated
And,
people
and
who
I don't even,
sold other melanated people.
right.
Okay.
And I don't
But
even,
they didn't know it was going to be like that.
right,
They
and that's
didn't
the
know.
key word. Like, I don't even feel it's hurt. I just feel like it's a lack of knowing, a lack
No,
of
some
having.
people are hurt. You can't
Right,
speak for everyone
right. That's
because from the conversations that I've had with people,
right,
there are different shades of the issue that is at hand. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's a lot of healing that has to be
right,
done on everyone's side because some people may say they're not hurt by it because
right,
genuinely you weren't there
right,
around the time that it happened. But you have to understand the people who were like genuinely affected by it, and
right.
then that energy trickled on to generation, and
Even
then it's like it's still like alive and heavy, like
right,
like a
even in
family grudge or
society.
something like that, you
Even
know.
in society, not even internally,
Exactly.
externally. So even, like you said, why we may have not been directly affected by slavery, like being the ones in the chains, riding on the boats, there's still things that we have to deal with to this day as a result of slavery that you do not
Right.
have to deal with unless you are melanated in this country. And
Hmm.
that's just facts. And we get that not only from one group of people, but from all groups of people, including our own people, you
Right.
know.
And then there's also a lot of things that need to be understood. Like I was not aware that some time ago, like some generations ago, not too long ago, I forgot, I believe she was saying like in the 1950s or
Mhm.
60s, they had a program where they like the government was giving away houses
Mm.
and to people who were from the Caribbeans, and
Oh,
like
wow.
just because you were Caribbean, you were able to get like some land and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They weren't even giving that to the melanated people who were here. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
they're not even doing that, not even
Right,
extending that hand. So there comes this whole mindset of, oh well, how am I able to come here and I'm able to make a business and I'm able to do this and I'm able to get up out of here, but you've been here and you
born
can't do a
here.
lick of nothing. You're lazy. You're not
Right,
motivated. You're not working hard.
that's
When in
facts.
in actuality, it's not. That's
If you
not the
know,
case.
you know.
If you exactly, if you know, you know. In
Mhm.
certain locations, some people make it their job to make sure you don't get into a
Right,
good neighborhood or get a good piece of real estate,
literally their
or
job.
it's like literally their
That's
job,
their only job.
their only job to make sure that you don't get that piece. And
Yeah,
a lot of people feel like that's just a narrative, like that
yep.
victim mentality. But
Mhm.
I've seen it happen so many times. And until you are in an environment where you witness this on a
Or
daily basis,
experience it.
or exactly, or if you never experience it, you're not really going to be like, oh, that's so long ago. That stuff
Right,
does not happen today. But until you're in the mix of it and you see, whoa, like, yo, this is really happening. Like, what
right.
day is today? Like, this can't be today. Today?
Mhm.
No,
Right.
not today. You know what I mean? And it shocks you because to see that people in this day and age still have the mentality of the past. We will never become a futuristic society if we're still holding on to the mindset of the past. We
Mhm.
have to let those chains go. Every single body has to let those chains go. I don't give a fun flip flop what happened in the past. We have to take what happened in history and we need to heal from it and move forward if
That's fact.
anything is going to go right.
And I feel like, and
Because
I'm
if
so
one
glad.
person holds on to that negativity or the ideology or whatever, it's the cycle is going to continue.
Mhm.
It's going to continue.
It is, and I'm glad that you said that like that because I feel like that's across the board, with everything. It
Yeah.
needs to be that way from, the beef between melanated men and melanated women to
Hmm.
just everything. It needs you hit it right on the head. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter. We understand that. You know, we can pull up information and documentation to show why we got here and why we're feeling like we're not going to get any further. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's like, okay, so what now? If you can come to me and tell me, well, this is why this is this, and I can prove to you that this is this because X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that you understand. That means you have the knowledge to know that something happened. You
Right.
know, knowing that, what are you going to do now? You going to keep complaining about it, or are you going to do your part to make sure that we can not only not go back there, but get up out of this? Because it's on us.
Exactly. And it is on us for us to move forward with this because for so long so many people have been very I want to say passive aggressive about it. Like they know it's a problem. They know this is not how they want it to be, but it's been like this for so long. Why bother it? It's not going to get fixed. And
Right.
when you come into anything with that mentality that it's not going to get fixed, then
It's
of
not
course it's not going to get
that
fixed
part.
because a every single person on this earth holds a key to either moving us forward or keeping us back. Every
Right.
single person.
That's
In the
fact.
way that you raise your little humans, in the way that you live in your little society, in the way that you carry on in your everyday life, every single person holds the key into keeping us in the past or
Right.
pushing us towards the future. And I
Right.
really want people to understand that. Okay, you heard that, people were lazy or whatever on either side. Hey, listen, everybody has a lazy person.
Right.
Everybody knows someone who is this or that. Any stereotype that you have for anybody, you know somebody from a different, walk of life that has that issue, right?
Mhm.
Okay, we are human. We all go through, some of the same things, okay? But the thing is that we have to stop accusing each other. Hey, you may have heard this and you may have heard that, but what about you? Who are you? Show me who you are.
Right.
We need to start keeping the interaction when people come over from overseas here, they need to understand that there is a lot of hurt, there is a lot of healing, like it is across the board. But
Right.
we need to understand that not everybody is on the same walk of life.
Right.
Okay, some people you meet, they totally fine with who they are and what they doing. Some people you meet are totally fine with not doing anything, okay? And some people are trying to be more and bigger than what they were told they could be, okay?
Right.
And we have to understand that we got to stop stereotyping each other,
Mhm.
okay? Um it's the stereotypes that hold us back.
Right.
And like I said, when we take each interaction as, hey, this is who you are as a person, not as a race,
Mhm.
then we can start, making some leeway in life
Right.
because you're not gonna meet every single person. So
Right.
don't take the people that you've seen as what everybody else do. Okay.
Right.
And then it's like it's really sad that, you know, people, it's not sad. It is sad, but I don't want to say it's sad. It's just time to wake up. You feel me?
Right.
So, I was speaking to someone who was from Jamaica and a couple of other people from overseas, and they told me that they didn't really understand the whole racism thing or the whole slavery thing before they moved here. It's
Mm,
not really taught overseas.
right. And,
So
or
you have
experience.
or experience because
Right.
you're around people who look like you every day. There's never not a moment where it's like, oh no, I'm the minority. I don't know what to do in this situation. Things are weird. Things are,
Mm,
nobody, they don't really have to experience that because everybody where they are is, looks like you know what I mean?
right.
So it's a lot of self love that is shown to a certain degree. Now, in certain parts of our melanated people, the ones I noticed, the ones that were I want to say colonized the most,
Hmm.
they have that whole light skin, dark skin narrative
Right.
thing. But where the people who weren't really colonized, they kind of like loving the skin that they in, and
Right.
they proud of themselves. There
Hmm.
was always that love from within type
Hmm.
energy community that they had.
Right.
But on some roles of the die, they didn't
Hmm.
have that self-love. They were taught to, hey, hate
Right.
who's this, who's that. Oh, like the whole beef with the whole it could be like a Latin person or Hispanic person. They done changed how you categorize Hispanic too. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I'm trying to keep up. So I
Right.
apologize if I did something wrong. Because it's like some people say Latinx, some people say it's Latin, Hispanic.
Right.
They fight over that too. So it's like
Right.
all this fighting. Instead of
Right.
fighting, we need to
Division.
figure it out. Okay, it's division exactly.
Right.
It's division, and it's like on all that's why I said while all walks on the board, we have our issues, and we all have our similarities, and we all have these moments where we need to have the conversation, and we need to stop spreading the stereotypes and the lies. Um, because everywhere you go, we got to get out that mentality that everybody has the same life. We got to get out that mentality that everybody learns the same things. No,
Right.
some
Yeah.
people walk in life and never learn a lick of what you might or
Right.
what I might or what it's like we don't know how you were raised. We don't know how what you
What's
learn, your
true?
your perspective in life. We don't know your experience in life. So
Mhm.
you can't judge someone else's. You know what I
Right.
mean? You can't expect someone who comes over here to understand what you've been through as a nation, as a people, as a nothing. You know what I mean? And we've learned in life when you don't experience a lot of people don't have that empathy for
Right.
you because they don't understand, like, oh well, if it was me I would have tried my best to come back, and
Right.
if it was me I would have been had this and I would have been had that. So because you
Mhm.
don't have it, you're
Right.
dumb, you're lazy, you're this. We should never do that because until you're in that situation you'll never know what you do.
Right. And
So,
that's facts. And if anything, just like you said, we're all different. We all
mhm.
think different. We all view life different. We have all, but if you get down to just anything, one similarity that we as African individuals, as African American individuals, we're all melanated. That's
Yeah.
the bottom line. That's the bottom line. That's
And
it.
that's what unites us.
Exactly.
That's what should unite us and
That
should
exactly.
show us that we come from all walks of life. We are literally everywhere. Okay. Like I'm telling you, people like a lot of people are just now finding out that there are a lot of Afro Asians.
Mm,
Okay. There's a lot of indigenous Asian people who are beautifully melanated,
right.
beautifully melanated, but they are also ostracized.
Hmm.
Okay, a lot of these beautifully, when I grew up on watching Sábado Gigante. Okay,
Hmm.
that's on Telemundo. Okay,
Okay.
for anyone who has ever watched anything other than anything. Okay. Okay, so some people not interested. I like to learn about different people and
Yeah,
different cultures, because I
y'all the
feel like
experience.
learning and understanding can start the conversation, the first
Exactly.
conversation. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Being able to be open minded on certain things and topics and not take things for face value. Okay, so yeah, I have to learn that
Mhm.
every day, and we all need to learn that. Okay,
Right.
don't take things for face value. Always find out what was the reason. Okay,
Hmm.
because there's always a reason for everything, honestly and truly.
Yeah.
Okay, and even if they say there was no reason, that means there was a chemical imbalance. Okay,
Right.
so that's a reason.
And that's the reason.
That's the reason.
That's facts. Because
So,
if you notice, like I've noticed, like I'll see, it could be someone who's Hispanic, someone who's
mhm,
Hispanic American. They
yeah,
could not even know each other, but guarantee you catch them out in public, they greeting each other, they treating each other like they family because they have that
exactly.
understanding. Like you Hispanic and I'm Hispanic, and they have that
I got
level
your
of
back.
respect for
Exactly.
that, and know how to approach they people,
Mhm.
and that not only do we have a division with our African brothers and sisters, but our American brothers and sisters,
Yeah,
it's a division after division after divide after divide. And it's just like,
exactly.
at the end of the day, boy, girl, man, woman, adult,
Person, place,
child,
or
youth,
thing, whatever.
melanin, we have something in common. Even
Yes.
them people that be quick to say, "Oh, well, what about the Candace Owens and whoopty whoop?" And at the end of the day, we're melanated. That's what we
Yeah.
have in common, and that's what needs to be
And
understood.
we do know
Right.
that not all skin folk is kinfolk.
That part. We
We
get
have
that.
heard that and seen
We
that
get that.
through the ends of times, but
Right.
we
And that
still
shouldn't
have
stop
to
us
understand.
from moving forward.
Exactly. It should not stop us. For the
That should be.
majority, it shouldn't stop us.
Yeah.
We
And,
have to understand that there's more of us that want change, that want positivity, unity, and a better light.
right.
Some people are perfectly fine with the narrative that is being pushed right now, but there's a lot of us that are like, come on now, bro. Like you got to relax with this. And it might have been cute for you in the past.
Right.
It might have been cute for you in the past. But moving forward, baby, I
Right.
want my people to know that hey,
Right.
we out here. We out
Not
here.
only that, but just know how powerful we as a people are. Like when
Yeah.
you really think about it, like I was watching this spiritual teacher.
Hmm.
His name is, I think, Black Magic or something like that. But that's what he was saying. Like if you think about it, there is no other group of people that it has been made to go out of their way to keep down.
Mm.
Think
So
about
it's
that.
got to be something. It's got to
Because
be
they
something,
know what
honey.
we either don't know or choose to ignore of
Yeah.
how powerful that we as a people are.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of strength and power to be a black man in this country. It takes a lot of
Hmm.
strength and power to be a black woman in this country. It takes a lot of
Hmm.
strength and power, and is not for the weak to be black in this country.
Yeah. In
And
any
even if you
country.
are from Africa, when you come to this country, you're black. Hey, Platt, what's up? Platt boy
What's up,
plays in the
Plaid?
building. So there has to be an understanding.
Yeah.
It has to
And,
be.
and, and there has to be not only the understanding, but it has to be the I want to say, I guess, the breakdown of the, like I said, keep on going to say the stereotypes. I'm going to
Right,
forever say the stereotypes,
right, because it is
because
what it is.
if you look at the baseline of everything, it's because some people come with the mentality that, like, oh, I already know you're going to be this. I've
Right,
had some people who, where I've worked with them and they were from, overseas, and they're like, dang, you work hard. I never seen no American work hard like that. And I'm like, bro, what? What? It's
right.
crazy.
Excuse me.
Like, they usually want to be on work. They usually want to do this. They usually,
Right.
like, no, like, not everybody is like that.
Right.
Not everybody is like that. And I've been on jobs where all the melanated people was working and the other people wasn't. So,
Right.
it's like it's all about who that person is at the end of the day. You
Right.
cannot stereotype. And like there was also a disagreement. I'm trying to make sure I hit all the like I'm not going to be able to hit all the points because like I said it runs deep and everybody from each platform. When I say platform, I mean from each mindset or whatever. They have their own issues. Okay,
Right.
I wish that we could have people who could be open about the issues and open to the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, hey, that would be amazing because we can learn right then and there. But it's like they were talking about the issue of saying that black people here don't have any culture. And
Mhm.
I would never ever ever shame someone who had to lose their identity to become who they are now, because you have to understand those people weren't allowed to be themselves anymore.
They
They had
restricted
to
their
change their
culture
name. They had to, yes, they were strict. They couldn't be who they was.
on
They
purpose.
had to sneak and be themselves. Like, do you
Mhm.
not understand the mental health in that?
Right.
Like, you
And then they
only
tried to give us a culture. This is the culture.
exactly. This is what I
You're
need
gonna
you
be
to do.
this rap
You
culture.
know?
You're gonna be this
Exactly. And then
loud.
when the
Yeah.
Negroes started getting a little
Right.
bit undocile, then they was like, hey, let's put the Caribbeans and let's put the other
Mhm.
people against them so that they could know that,
Right.
these
Let's
people are
show them
better
that
blacks
they're
than
better.
you.
That
So
they're
it's
too.
like
Mhm.
it's just all this strategy and all this chaos, and we just gotta get away from that, okay?
Right.
We just really gotta get away from that because some of us would love to like I want to go to Ghana. I
Right.
definitely would like to visit Ghana, and I would love to, eventually, you feel me? Yeah,
You
somewhere.
going to speak it, believe it, receive it.
Yeah, I
That's about
eventually would love to do that. And so I'm just learning more about just being abroad.
it. Mhm.
And honestly and truly, I don't know. I don't know. What would life be if like all the black people just left and went
Right. 'Cause
overseas?
I,
Like
I
what
saw
would it
I
be?
saw that. It was on
Would it be
Google
great
News.
again? I don't know.
Right. Or has so much happened that it'd be like awkward. Like, okay, I'm leaving. But I saw that it was. I think it was in Ghana, maybe. But the president there was offering any Black Americans who
Mhm.
wanted, okay, melanated Americans who wanted to come back to Africa, like free housing, free land, things like that. Yeah, and that's what I said. I'm like,
What?
this was a few years ago, but I'm like, dang, they didn't advertise this,
Right. They did
you
not
know,
advertise that. They
but
should have
I'm
had the little,
like,
I don't know if you ever seen an overseas ad, honey,
mm-hmm.
the singing, and it's just
Some
a
point.
beautiful thing.
Is it
Like
like the 60s music here?
no, it's
Music
it's like
videos.
it's so much energy in the commercials, and you be like, dang, I want to buy that. You know what I mean?
But I
You
said
said
he'll
you
visit
visit anywhere, but
anywhere,
you
but
coming
he's
back.
coming back.
Hey, I mean,
Salute
honestly,
to
what's up, Teach? But it's crazy because a lot of people all they know
oh,
is
what up?
here,
Amen. Sports
and
talk
you
in
don't know
the
what you're gonna love and how it's gonna be somewhere
building.
else. Like it's
Right.
it's the fear of the unknown. I totally get it. Trust me,
Yeah,
because
it
I fear for moving somewhere and it's worse than where I was before. But we always gotta move in the intent of light, the intent of hey, I want to move here because maybe this is gonna be a better fit for me. And I
right.
feel like a lot of people who want to find themselves try to find a way to get back to you know
Wonderland.
where you are going to be loved, and that's why we gotta fix
Right.
that fence. We gotta
Yeah.
fix it so that when we do come over there, it's not no oh you it's
Right.
not no high school drama or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's all love. Like hey, y'all finally made it. What's up? You feel me?
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like I don't know if like people on the other end really understand like why prolonging the beef with each other is like still valid because like what you wanted them to do, did you
Jay-Z
want them
is
to
the
like
building.
get back on the boat or jump off the boat. Like some of them
Right.
did. Like
Right.
what were you expecting to happen
Right.
when they didn't even know what was gonna happen? You feel
Right.
me? And like all of the things, what's up, y'all? Hey, um,
JC in
when
the
all of
building.
the things, happen, it's like y'all didn't even know what was going down. So that's why
Right.
I said initially it's a lot of hurt because you don't know what I went through and you don't know what you would have done if it was you.
Right.
You feel me? So it's a lot of people thinking that, well, this is what should have happened. And since it didn't happen this way, or it took so long for it to happen, with the civil rights movement,
Mhm.
that, it wasn't of importance. But
Right.
you got to understand, how do you get up out of something that you don't know how to get up out of? You
Not
feel
only
you
that, but
just
it
know that it's wrong, but everybody else is telling you that it's right. This is
right.
how things are.
Right.
So when you hear that mentality that, oh, I'm supposed to j-
This is how it's supposed
pay
to be.
here,
Right.
get in the back of the bus, and if the bus driver leave me, oh, so be it. That's just how it is today. I
Right.
guess I gotta walk.
Right.
Like literally making generations of people who are docile and just disciplined and okay, I just gotta be good. In
Mhm.
order for things to work out, I just gotta be good. To
Right.
have a whole society just like that, like your trained little puppies, just
Right.
yeah,
And you know,
it's just crazy.
for you to say that, it's like I feel like that's what society, especially here in America, is. You just described the definition of it. So it's like because we all, in one way or another, are following something maybe we're not so particularly happy with. Like, for example, who likes to pay taxes? But we have to pay taxes, right? Because if we don't,
Yeah,
what's going to happen?
the
So it's
popo
like,
come get you.
right. So it's like, isn't in some way, shape, or form that is like the definition of society, period? So, and knowing that,
Yeah,
having a
stay in
little bit,
line. Stay in
right,
line, or else we're
having
coming and get you.
exactly, exactly, having that understanding. Because at the end of the day, if you're black, melanated, when you think of Africa, when you see Africa, when you visit Africa, whatever the case may be, you cannot sit here and say that you don't feel within you some sort of pull, some sort of calling, like this is your home. Even if you don't know that because you were, an American, you still feel that, like, I need to go to Africa. I want to see Africa. Like Africa is calling you, because that's where.
Well, if you don't get painted the picture that that's a place that you should be, then,
Right.
and then if you're not learning a whole bunch of self love, you're not going to want to go to a place that they told you, oh, you came from, but them
Right.
the people who put you there. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I said we got to heal from whatever vision we have of why the other or whatever. And then once we do that, then we'll be able to look at
Mhm.
the beautiful continent of
Right.
Africa and be like, hey, okay, this is something that I need to experience. Like you said,
Right.
after we figure out what we need from ourselves,
Hey, Shauna
then
T.
hey, what's up?
Salute,
Um,
Queen.
then we'll be able to move forward with that.
Right.
But before we gotta see the bigger picture, which the bigger picture is we need to rebuild those fences, those bridges.
Mhm.
Okay. We
Right.
gotta rebuild those so that we can start, because a lot of people come from over there here to get a better opportunity to work hard and then to, upgrade themselves back home. You feel me? So we need to be working on how we can build ourselves, you know,
Right.
over there so we can enrich each other. You
Right.
know what I mean? So we can enrich our countries. You feel me? I feel like that would be very,
Said she
very
sees
dope.
a familiar face. Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
Familiar faces. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing me a lot more because Miss Katie she asked me to co-host the show with her. So we're gonna be doing this together. It's official, y'all. We are a
Yeah.
duet. We are a pair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like, it goes back to what you were saying, but it's like, at the end of the day, again, that accountability. We
Yeah.
as a people, we can all agree that there is a problem here. There's a divide. We're not where we want to be. We're not where we should be. And
Yeah.
we can be doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Regardless of once you get into all the details of why that may be, you know, at the end of the day, that's what it is. So having that understanding and coming to that conclusion, like, okay, so now what? Where do we go from here? How do we get to a place where we can be better, like we know we can be, you
Right.
know? And JC said, y'all two coming on this Wednesday, Three Headed Monster this Wednesday.
What's that?
That's JC's podcast. But
Oh,
yeah, I'm
I
down.
would love to if you
Yeah,
want me to.
y'all go follow JC and show your support. And
JC, I don't know if
y'all,
you're
everybody
following me.
follow each other up in here. Show
Yeah,
each other
everybody
some
follow each
support.
other.
Shit, we
But
are.
if anybody wants to follow me, if you type this on Instagram or TikTok, you'll see me. On TikTok, it is a picture of Ang, and he's got like nails, so don't judge me. But
Hey, to each their own. To each their
but
own.
just look for me. Just look for me. You shall find. But yeah, I definitely want to network with a lot of y'all. If
Yeah.
anybody wants me to come
This is
on
we
their
we our
platform,
community. We
yeah,
gotta support each other. We do.
definitely.
Everybody needs to be following everybody.
Yes.
Everybody needs to be tuning in to everybody when you get time, even if you don't, like, because we all have work and lives and stuff.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
go
yeah,
back
yeah,
and
yeah.
just hit that like button, leave a quick comment. Even if that's all you could do, it makes a difference because we all we got, and we need to start being mindful of that and supporting each other.
You say you following me on IG?
JC, you following K on IG? Oh, let me put my phone down. He
I'll
said
have to
just
see.
follow.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'll definitely I'll add you back, okay? But yeah, y'all definitely hit us up. Hit
Yeah.
us up cuz
And if any of y'all want to get up on here, hit us up. This is an open mic. This is for
yeah.
everybody. Black Table Talk is for any melanated individual that want to get up here. Shauna, if you want to be up here, hit me up. You
Yeah,
know,
I want to hear stories. I want to
yeah,
hear, I want to hear questions being
right.
asked. I want people to start
Input,
the communication. This
right.
platform is to start that dialogue and to
Conversation.
push it forward.
Yeah. And what do we need to do? You're thinking about
Exactly.
the nights at the round table. This is the black table. Bring your melanated
Exactly.
out here and get up
With
here
the
and
good tablecloth.
speak your piece. Plat, no, you did it, boy. Yeah. Plat said, "Follow me on
Uh-uh.
OnlyFans."
Glad. And he probably got one too. Shit. It's probably a real advertisement. Y'all let me
All
know.
right. Well, speaking of advertisement, because you done advertised your OnlyFans on here, we need to get a percentage of whatever you make. So
Exactly.
everybody, use code
15%.
mentally challenged to get 15% off when you go to Plat Boys OnlyFans, so we can
Oh no.
get a little piece of the pie.
Oh no.
Anyways, so again, it's time for us as a people to start making some changes. In the words of the great Tupac, it's time to change the way we eat.
It is.
All that we got to, but like I said, I love our people. I believe in our people. I am melanated and proud. So at the end of the day, we gotta come together.
Yes, we definitely do. And we gotta come together not only for each other, but for ourselves because the world will never love us if we don't even love us. You feel
Right.
me? And I know that there's love there. There's just like a lot of hurt and healing that needs to be done first. And once we get past that healing portion, because we all know what's wrong, we all know what's wrong. And ding, 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 it's the stereotype and the narrative. And I want anyone from the outside looking in or from the in looking out, I want you to know that we are all individuals. We all move We all move differently. Just
Mm-hmm.
because you are in an area or you have noticed or witnessed things does not mean that everybody moves in that light.
Right.
And just like you want people to understand that you are an individual, so is everyone else.
Right.
So I want everyone to treat each situation like it's a new encounter, because it technically
What up,
is. You know what I
Queen
mean?
71
And
in the building?
hey, what's up?
What's good? She said, listening while driving. Well, safe travels, Queen. Thank you
Yes,
for tuning in.
drive safely.
Appreciate that support. But yeah, it is. And it's, like you said, it's going to, okay, can't take everybody, but it's going to take the majority. And I know
Yeah,
that the
exactly,
majority
exactly. You
of
can't
us,
win them all.
right, the majority of us have the same understanding. The majority of us see the bigger picture. There's more people out here in our melanated communities that want to be that change, that want to be a part of that want to see us come together and grow and move forward and,
Yep.
recognize that, like you said, we have some healing to do and
Yeah.
come together as a people and heal together, because who better to heal with me going through something so traumatic than my sister, my brother,
Exactly. Exactly.
because
I want us wherever we are, no matter overseas, under the sea, over
right,
the sea, in the sea. I want all of us to, like, we see each other, be like, hey, hey,
right,
you know
facts,
what I mean?
because that's
Like,
how it's
just a
supposed to
head
be.
nod or something, like, hey, what's
Yeah,
going on?
that's
I want
how
there
it's
to be
supposed to
more
be.
love there, more love
Yeah,
there. Because I have definitely see other races have more love within them. Don't even like you were saying early, don't even have to know each other. But just because I know that you come from the same place as me, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna look out for you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Like, we need
right,
to have that notion with each other. And then the people who, we all know it's gonna be some scams. We all know it's gonna be some people who's out for self and
right,
not, and will lose and will use a platform. Like, we already know what platform was using people,
right,
and wasn't really doing what they were supposed to do. And
exactly,
that's also another thing that causes all of us to look bad. It does hurt when, when one of us mess up. It's like literally a
we
bad
all
light
have
for
to
all
pay
of us,
for it.
and that's the sad part. But you know we've had movements where people, claim that, hey, this is for the people to people, and then, they funding themselves,
Right,
or they funding they people, and
right.
not,
And I
everybody.
feel like it's up to us too. That I'm glad that you brought that up, because it's up to us to be able to see those signs. Because, like I said, the majority of us does understand. The majority of us is real. So it's up to us to be able to spot that. When I'm telling you that something that I'm doing is going to bring change to our community, and you can go and I can go and look around my community and I don't see no changes except for in your pockets, you know, got to be able to recognize stuff like that,
Exactly.
so things like that don't happen again. So we're not getting the wool pulled over our eyes for a deeper agenda that's just, there to continue to keep us where we're at. Because that's a system, and I feel like
Exactly.
a lot more of us who are melanated individuals understand that system, because we are literally fighting for our lives every day in it, but then there's some on the outside who understand that system, some who don't. So at the end of the day, it's up to us to have that understanding.
Exactly. And even if you are not aware of all the quote unquote realities, you have to understand that different perspectives are inevitable. Okay,
Right.
you're gonna have different perspectives, and just because
And
you
experiences.
haven't experienced it doesn't mean that it's not real.
Right.
And we have to stop listening to what is passed down, honestly and truly,
Right.
to a certain extent. Okay, because you have to understand those stories, those notions, those mindsets were passed down. But until you go through that experience, I don't need you to, like, bring that hate along, if that
Right.
makes sense. I'm trying to speak generally and not like kind of like make it a smaller a smaller what's the word? I'm so sorry, y'all.
You're
Like
fine. I'm trying to help you out. Like a smaller. What does it start with?
like it's Wheel of Fortune. Gotta guess what you thinking.
Playing charades
But
over here.
no, I'm not. I'm trying to
Like
not speak
minimize
generally because I need people to
generally.
understand that it's bigger than what we think. Just
JC
the
said, "Say
little
how you
tiny
feel, honey.
okay, thank you, JC.
We
But
listen."
basically, the tiny things that we do or say or feel, all of that energy comes together at the end
Mhm.
of the day, and we need to stop moving how we've been moving, and there has to come a point in time, and that's why all of these videos have the word accountability in it,
Right,
because if we see certain things like continually being continuous, it's never going to end.
right.
And I feel like we've had all these stereotypes and
Mhm.
all these talks
That
for
part. I was just about
centuries,
to say that. Like these
and we
conversations,
exactly we're having the same conversations, but they're kind of
no
being
action.
brushed under the rug. So it's just the little things that we say. If you have that family member who always saying some things that ain't really real about everybody, I'm gonna need you to be like, hey, listen, I understand you had
Accountability.
that experience and I'm so sorry for you, but don't generalize everybody. You
Right.
have to be able to be that person that takes accountability in that moment. And I know a lot of people just be like, oh, that's such and such. They're going to say what they got to say. But when you let that energy
Yeah.
spews, it only continues
That,
that energy in motion.
right.
Okay. That conversation being valid.
Right.
And once we get rid of those stereotype conversations and
Mhm.
just focus on, hey, what am I doing to be a good person? What am I doing
To help
to
my
make sure
community
that I
and my
don't
to
tarnish our
grow.
brand?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it sounds weird, tarnish our brand.
Mm.
But in all actuality, being a melanated person is a brand, honey,
That's
because
facts.
you don't see that we are the most talked
Ooh, that
about,
just gave me
the
chills, honey.
most
That is facts, K. Preach.
listen, we are the ones that are the most dog. I'm telling you, it's got to be something special. It's got to be
We the
something special.
blueprint. That's not no accident.
Gotta
That's
be
not a
something special.
coincidence, honey. We are the blueprint. And the minute that we understand that, just like JC said, game over. Game
Yeah,
over.
I'm telling you, as soon as it clicks, it's like, whoa, this is amazing.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a beautiful feeling, whether you believe it or not. And a lot of people know that that's gonna be a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
So if that feeling can't be found, then I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people have that mindset that I'm okay with you not being okay with yourself.
Right.
I'm okay with you fighting with each other,
Right.
basically fighting yourself.
Right.
I've seen two Dominican people get upset at being called black,
Mm-hmm.
and they were beautifully heavenly melanated. Okay, I'm talking about beautiful, but you said the word that they were black. That you would have thought that you said they mammies and they daddies was ugly.
Right.
And
That's
it's like,
because
damn,
nobody
being
wants to be
called
black.
black is an insult to
Right.
you. And I'm looking at you and you look like me.
Right. Ouch, that hurt.
It does hurt. Like you don't see how that hurt. Like what?
Right.
Beautiful as the night, beautiful as the night, but also the soul is deepest as the
Right.
darkest hole. But
Right.
it's like there is a self hate within being called the B word,
Right.
black.
Because
You
there's
know,
so much behind that.
so much behind it.
What can
And
you
we
think
have to
of when you
understand it
yeah.
has to stem from something, but there has to be just like in a cord, the
Mm-hmm.
cord, the electricity, right? It runs through the cord. Now, if you cut the cord, you cut the electricity, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You cut where that electricity starts and stops. Okay. Now there's a break in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I can continue to keep the break and that nothing heals, I'll never get the electricity that is truly worth in that cord. And
Mm.
we have to understand that we are the electricity. I'm telling you, if there was ever a day that we all took a break from being us and just really let people, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm.
telling you, it will be a lot,
That's
a lot. Okay.
right.
Because we have to understand that's the spice of life, baby. And
Mm-hmm.
where there's always a beginning, there's always an end. And there
Right.
needs to be an end to what happened in the beginning. You feel me?
Facts.
There
That's
has
fact.
to be an end, and we have to grow, and we have to start walking in love and not walking in trying to be like somebody we not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Or
there's so many people
right.
on so many levels who are trying to move in the capitalistic way, in the colonizers way, with that whole hierarchy thing and that
Yeah.
whole this is how the family should be, or
Right.
this is how the modern woman, or this is how the modern man, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
We too busy trying to chase somebody else's dream, and we
Yeah.
need to get back to our dream. Okay,
Right.
we need to get back to our roots, and
Mm-hmm.
we need to start doing what we need to do in order to move forward.
That's facts. That is complete facts, and have to have that understanding of stop looking outward and start looking inward. Like you
Yeah.
said, what do you want? Stop worrying about what Tom, Dick, and Harry want and what they got. What do you want?
Right.
What is lacking in your life that you want? That lack of community, that lack of unity, that lack of sense of belonging, that lack of being more than just black. When you
Right.
take the word black, everything about black, oh, black cat's bad, dark sky
Right.
scary, oh, black is
Right.
not, it was scary, so nobody wants to be associated with that,
Exactly.
but at the end
There's
of the
so many
day,
bad connotations.
right, so it gets so deep to the point where you literally don't even want to be yourself, you
Hmm.
know just like Malcolm X said, who taught you to hate yourself? Who
Exactly.
taught you to look in the mirror and not be proud of who you see? And we
Exactly.
have to get back to being proud of who we see when we look in the mirror and not allowing society or other members of our community, to try to convince us of otherwise.
Right.
Because if you say it all the time, that self love, that healing, if you can look in the mirror and love your melanated self, then you can go out in public and see someone who looks just like you and make them feel just as loved, because when you looking at them, you seeing yourself.
Exactly. And we need to go back to that village mentality, because we cannot do this by ourselves.
Right. And it
Okay.
really
It,
does take
it took all of us to get to where we are.
that.
It took all of us. So we need to stop. Of course, you worry about self. Of
Right.
course, yes. But we need to get out of that mentality that it's only about you. Because it's not only about you. It is about us as a community, honey. Like, honestly and truly. And we really have to get back to that community mindset where we look out for each other, where we hold each other accountable. You see somebody doing something that's not in the best interest, you need to be like, hey, well, you know what, I really don't want you to ruin your life like this. Let me go ahead and talk to you real quick. You know what I mean? It's about, you're not gonna save everybody, but it's the fact that you tried.
Right.
So therefore, there's not no I'm watching you become a
Mhm.
disaster, or I'm watching you sink. No,
Right.
if I have a life raft and I'm able to save you, I'm gonna throw it. Now
Yeah.
it's up to you if you gonna climb up on it, or if you're gonna just sit there and chill until you drown. It's
Right.
up to you. But at least those lessons are being passed.
Right.
Everybody has to learn their lesson at their own pace. Some
Mhm.
people really have to have a wake up call in order to wake up. Some people can have a light tap and they'll be good to wake up. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we need to at least extend that hand. And if I see that you trying to chop it off, I'm gonna pull back. All
Right.
right, forget you. Bye. Get off the
Yeah.
bus. But if I see that you
Facts.
really do want to know who you are and want to be better than
Real
what you've
recognize
been,
real.
or what you have seen and you just don't know how and you just need that encouragement, then
Mhm.
come on aboard. You feel me? And,
Yeah.
and that's what it is at the end of the day, because not everybody sees a reason to heal, and not
Right.
everybody sees a reason to grow. They just see, oh well, it is what it is, and people. No,
Right.
people just like they were taught to think that way, they can learn to move away from that and start being more open minded.
Right.
You
That's
know,
facts.
because what separates us from animals if we can't even control ourselves and
Right.
control our mentalities and our
Right.
perspectives on people. Even animals sniff themselves and see, well, are
Right.
you gonna be bad or not? Like,
Right.
you look just like Larry, Tom, and
Right.
all of them, but I'm gonna
Right.
smell you, I'm gonna see who you are, and if you
Right.
cool, then you run with my pack. If you
Right.
not, then you exile or I attack.
Right.
You feel me? So if animals can greet each other and
Right.
try to set the vibe or whatever they want for their environment, why we can't? Why
Right.
we
you know that's facts, and it's a lot of that negative energy being put out into our communities. I was told when I started, before I even started BlackVisionVill, when it was just a thought in my mind that, like, wait, who's your target audience? Like niggas? Like, I don't think you're gonna get very far with that, because niggas don't
yeah
support niggas. You ain't, and I got 12.5 thousand followers on TikTok, and
yeah
90% of them are black. So it's just having that understanding that there is people out here like me that want to make a difference, that love being melanated, that are melanated and proud and want to do their part to be that change in our community that we need, and we all are, trying to figure out how to get there.
right
So it's just, again, like you said, even down to the way you speak about your people, our people. Our people is you. Your people are you. So it's just like we have to get back to that and stay to that and each do our part. And even if it's just small, even if it's not approaching somebody and trying to, whatever, just how you speak make,
about yourself, about your environment, like
yeah,
be the best you that you can be. And if you don't know how to be, we live in an age where there's books, there's lectures, there's so much motivation out there. you
there's
just have to
people.
you just have to get it. There's people, there's therapists, there's all of that. And it's just a combined area of knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, before, you would have to do things in secrecy, or before you would have to you know depend on someone somewhere teaching you. But
Mhm.
now you can get access to anyone or anything. You know what I mean? And just starting conversations with other people as well, getting to know who they are as a person. We have to get on one accord, and this is for everyone has to learn the art of conversation, because I feel like we just talk at each other nowadays, and we don't speak with each other.
Right.
We don't really have a conversations to listen and come to an understanding.
Right.
We just speak to each other and well, hey, this is my
This
opinion. You got to
is
listen to it. Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening?
right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's like, it's not, hey, you hear my side, let me hear yours, and let's
Right.
come to
Or hey,
some type of middle.
how do we fix this? Where do we go from
Exactly.
here? You have the understanding that there's a problem, and so do I. So let's come together and figure out how we fix this, because I want to fix this too. This is pissing me
Exactly.
off too, that I can see the divide in my people, and I feel it in my soul how powerful we are as a people, and it hurts to see that. So you
Exactly.
get it. I
And
get it.
to know that you come from royalty and all you think that you are is a slave. Like, that's
Right.
not where you started off, baby, and that's not where you're going to end. And
Facts.
that's definitely not where you're going to end, baby. And I just need you to know that you are the sun above, you are the moon, you are the stars in the
You're
universe,
a
and we got to
universe.
get to that love.
Yes.
And you know how you were saying how you had that pride and everything, like, and then there's people like me who did not grow up with that pride,
Right.
did not see their skin as something beautiful
Right.
because
Yeah, it
it
wasn't
wasn't
always like that.
to love
It wasn't always
myself,
like that for me. It was definitely a process, but
Yeah,
I had to get out of that mentality that I am what they say that I am.
exactly.
I am what I feel. I am what I see. And I think that
Exactly.
I am beautiful. I feel proud to be
Exactly.
melanated, and that's the difference, you know.
And once I started learning about melanin and how beautiful and powerful it really is, and how it's really used in life, there are so many things that contain melanin in it. Like
It's
I'm telling you,
expensive.
if you really look up the power of melanin, like sweetheart, know that you are the spark of life, and that no matter what walk of life you are in, the walk that you need to take is the road head high, with your head held high. You need to learn yourself, love yourself, and grow within yourself. And that takes time. It's not gonna happen today, it's not gonna happen tomorrow. And there's gonna be days where people look at your newly found confidence and like, who you think you
Right.
are? I'm me. That's who I am. I'm
Know
me.
it. Because
I'm me.
yeah, facts.
You
Don't let
know,
that
I'm a
stop you.
heavily flawed individual, but I am a
Beautifully
beautiful
melanated.
masterpiece. Beautiful masterpiece. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I feel like who you are as a person is the culture,
Right.
because there is no right or wrong way to be
Right.
black. But I just need people to know that there is not just one way.
Right.
The one way that you think black people are supposed to act, that's
Right.
not just one way. There's so many levels, so many variations to us, with us, of us.
Yep.
So we need to stop categorizing, you know, us as a people, like, oh, you don't act like those blacks, or
Right.
you don't act like, you speak properly for
Right.
like all of that extra stuff. Like, no,
Right.
that's got to stop,
Yeah.
because I know back in the day they used to call black people who speak properly Oreos.
Hmm.
Like, you black on the outside, white on the inside.
I used to get
I
taught that
always
like
felt like that's so stupid. So only one race is able to be educated and
that
to speak
part.
properly. That makes no sense to me.
Yep.
That makes no sense to
I
me. How
still get told
only
that to
people can
this day.
gatekeep that. You know what I mean?
My
Like,
kids tell
educate.
me that, like, Mom, how come you talk white when you go to work and you don't talk like that?
Right.
I'm like,
Like, that's
you think
crazy.
I sound educated? Like, why it gotta be white? Why does white have to be like what
That's
they're
the
trying to
standard.
do?
That seems
Right,
like that.
right.
Hey,
That's
listen.
so good.
Hey, shout out to whoever set that up in the beginning
Right,
with that whole hierarchy thing, that this
man.
is the
White
standard.
people,
And like, yeah, whoa, shout out to
they,
you, because hey, you and your ancestors kept that crap alive
right
for a
to this
long
day.
time.
Shout out
Y'all
to
did, y'all
Wilder
had
and
a good
Jimmy.
run, but it's time to end it, okay?
Right.
It's
That
time to end that.
right.
Cause that way of thinking, like, they were even speaking like in the they say the Willie Lynch book
Gene.
is falsified, but it's so many
Right.
things that are used in that manual that was an actual, process, and an actual ways that they, discipline and everything. And they said, keep the mind, wait, what is it? It's take the mind, keep the body.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if I can take a person's mind, I can, and the way that they think upon life, I can
Control them.
rule you for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's why I said the Willie Lynch gene. I learned that off of Black Magic. Go follow him. He's a spiritual um, teacher. But anyways, they it's called the Willie Lynch gene, and what it is they did a study throughout several generations to see that if they told certain melanated family members that they had a certain disease that ran in their family, that disease, even if it wasn't there, would start to show up later down in generations, because so many people have spoken like, oh, cancer runs in my family or diabetes runs in my family. And even if it didn't, and it didn't start that way, it still ends up generations later showing up because just speaking it did
Right.
to your body to where it started to produce whatever disease you was passing down generation to generation. It
Mm,
runs in your family, and they call that the Willie Lynch gene.
wow.
It just goes to show how powerful our
Your
mind.
words are.
That part.
People don't think that what they speak today has any fruit from tomorrow. It's like it's crazy.
But
And
it
even just you saying that, oh, this is how it's been, this is how it's gonna be,
yeah,
or it will never change. Just saying that
facts.
keeps it alive. And I'm telling
Facts.
you, we have to
We
be
gotta change
careful
the
with
way
how we
we speak.
speak on each other.
Facts.
We
That's
have
right.
to, because listen, I love all of y'all
Hmm.
and I love me. So
Yep.
because I love me, I love you because we are
Facts.
one. And
Yep.
I just definitely want us to start moving in alignment and stop, the self-hate, the cross, I call it the cross contamination hate because it's the same shit, but
Right.
you just
Just
spread
cross
it.
it over, honey.
You're
Yep.
just spreading it. You're
Yep.
cross contaminating. I
Facts.
don't like that cross contaminating
Right.
hate because it's like we stem from the same cell, and you mad at me for this, and
Right.
I'm mad at you for that, and it's just a whole lot of being mad and not
Right.
being
And at
understanding.
the
We
end
got
of
to
the day,
understand
it's
both sides.
right.
Both.
Like I need your support. Like I understand what you're going through. I'm going through the same thing. And Calvin Johnson South, my daughter. Hey mommy. Can I come in the room to get the headphones from Soraya? Okay, okay. Kay, final thoughts while my daughter comes in here to get the headphones.
Okay, my final thoughts are um like I said, I am willing to be part of that crew that wants to bring us together. I'm definitely part of that energy. And I know that it starts with shut up, Platt. Just this is up, this is shut, this is where I need you to be. Okay. So, anyway, before I got rudely interrupted by what Platt said, um, I feel like we need to be on one accord. We see some people, got to keep on with their narratives, that with their mindsets, aka plat. You know what I mean? We gonna always have some haters. We gonna always
Mhm.
have some haters. But it's listen, I still love you, Plat, and that's part of the fight that I am fighting
There you
for.
go.
Even if you don't like me, I'ma still love you, baby. We could just be in separate locations, okay? But I'm not gonna talk ill about you. I'm not gonna mess up your name just because I don't. You feel me? I'ma just love you from a distance. But yeah, my final thoughts are we have a lot of healing, we have a lot of growing, but we can do it. We can do it. And it's conversations like this and conversations that we need to start when it occurs. If you see someone who comes from overseas starting with that, oh, y'all lazy, y'all this, y'all that, hey, go ahead and be like, hey, that's not everyone. I just need you to know that. And I need people who come and go to other places to not have any, ill will or stereotypes. It's the stereotypes that crush us. Okay. And once we can break those stereotypes and those stories that are being passed that are causing, ill light shone upon us, I feel like that's gonna keep it in continuation. But once we start like living within ourselves and promoting that self-love and promoting that unity and community energy, then we'll be able to move forward. So one combo at a time, we got to spread that love and overpower the negative lights that are being shown about us and each other.
Yep. That's a wise kid. A kid president once said that love is louder than hate. Even
Yeah,
if hate has a bullhorn, love is louder. And
that's a beautiful thing.
um, we have to have that understanding, and we have to come together. We're the almost nearly extinct. Like these are facts. Like we are, we're running out of time. We got
Yeah, And we can't keep passing it down
Right.
to
No,
hopefully the
it has
next
to stop
generation.
with us. Yep.
We
It
gotta
has
do it
to
now.
start with us. It has to. When my daughter wants to wear her crown to school, I'm proud of that, and I know that I instilled that in her. And I know that that's something that I did not have, that I wish I would have had, you
Mm.
know. And it just the way that we speak, the way that we think, that whole I niggas ain't ever gonna come together. It's always
Yeah.
gonna be no. That needs to stop. Start
Okay.
sticking up for your people because your people are you. Start being that voice, that love in the room around
Yes.
all that hate to say, well, I love my people and I believe in my people and I know that my people are gonna get to where we need to be. You
Yep.
know, and like I said, we gonna get there. Like I will continue to say, I love my people. And with that, we out of here. Thank y'all for stopping by.
So please
Have
leave
a good
a comment
night.
below and also subscribe. Subscribe or get a thumbs up. And if you get a thumbs down, you're being very bad, okay?
Don't give a thumbs
Don't
down.
give a thumbs down.
Give a
Always get a thumbs up. For Naya girl.
peace.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Bye.